Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yes, sir. We're back. Second time this week, fam. That's right. Schaub Show is twice a week, 3 times a week if you count fan questions on Sunday. What's poppin'? How's everybody doing? Your boy here, voice is a little scratchy, smooth jazz. Little scratchy, but your boy's fine. All good, little run down, but I'm doing all right. I'm excited because you got UFC 326 this freaking Saturday. BMF title is on the line. Yes, the bad mother title, but really the 2 most beloved fighters in the UFC. Do you know, Chin, do you know anybody who doesn't like Max Holloway or Charles Oliveira?
I don't, and you're going to love me more after the current events, but yeah, I don't.
2 of the friendliest, most kind-hearted badasses on the roster. They're going toe-to-toe. It's a rematch, but you should just throw out that first fight out the window because they were youngsters. And these boys got all the miles on them now. They got all the experience. And that first fight, you're not going to take a lot from it if you're trying to bet or make a prediction on this Saturday's main event. It's kind of a wash. You don't want to go back to that fight. There's not a lot of takeaways from that. They've both matured and changed so much. Mm-hmm. Here's the question for the fans out there. How long ago did they fight, Jen?
It was a long time ago.
There it is.
2015?
11 years ago.
And that was that one Charles that we kind of like had felt like a little suspect. You know, we don't know exactly what was going on with him.
He's the only guy I've ever seen cure bitchness.
Incredibly
he's
well.
one of the greatest to ever do it. What a come up. 11 years ago. Here's my question for the fans out there. For those of you hardcores, those of you that have been following the sport for a while, what would you grade this as if this was a pay-per-view? So now you can't say pay-per-view, right? Because it's not pay-per-view in the United States. Yeah. I guess in Australia, it's still pay-per-view. They still have to pay for it, which is messed up.
Oh, shit.
But for the general fan, what grade would you give this pay-per-view? A numbered event.
Yeah, the numbered event is what they're called now, pretty much.
They're basically just Fight Night Plus. That's what this is. This is a Fight Night Plus. This ain't a numbered pay-per-view event. This is a Fight Night Plus. Your main event is worthy of pay-per-view, but outside that, it'd be a good Fight Night Plus.
Would a C+ or B- work?
You take away the main event, you have a C-. That main event, I'll give this a B- for a numbered pay-per-view event in Australia. B-. Main event's a A. Co-main event, I'll give that a B.
Yeah, B's acceptable. Kyle's still pretty brand new, but they're both brand new, but they're both
coming off a loss. Both have heavy implications for the middleweight division. But winner of that, I don't know what you do with them. Imavov's next in line. Strickland and Hamzat, that's guaranteed to happen. Okay. I promise you that's happening on the East Coast, second quarter. That's happening. So Imavov's going to wait. So the winner of this, we'll see. Rob Font, this would be, I hate this term, this would be the definition of a gatekeeper because you got Rob Font taking on the youngster in Rosa Jr. Big step up in competition for Rosa Jr. I actually like Font in that fight. I've never been blown away by Rosa, but you never know. Kid will surprise you. Then Drew Dober, Michael Johnson, probably the funnest fight on the card outside the main event. That main event's going to be bonkers.
Knock on wood.
Main event's bonkers. When I think about this fight, my head wants to lean towards Charles, but my heart says Max. If the fight goes longer than a round and a half, it's definitely Max Holloway. It's just Charles is very dangerous early on. Charles also gets hit. Max is a lot more calculated. His footwork, I think he can avoid the takedown. Obviously, he wants to avoid any grappling exchange. Charles is super dangerous down there. So I think Max can use his footwork, get that jab, stick to the outside. And Charles rushes in, opens himself up to some trouble. And Max at 55 is a pretty calculated. Wouldn't bet on the fight just because you're talking about two old war horses. You never know what's going to happen. But gun to the head, I'd probably go with Max. I think Max Holloway gets it done. Max, one of my favorites. And Braulio and RDR, I don't like what I saw from RDR last fight.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Basically quit on the stool. I don't like that.
Did you hear some of his explanation recently?
What did you say? Is it anemic or something?
Yeah. Yep, anemia. Some dude's red blood cells.
So he like worked himself.
And he did mention that before too, like he overtrained like crazy. So I don't know.
I don't like that. Go to RDR. Because he had that big win over Bo Nickel. He beat Robert Whittaker. That's a great win. He beat Kevin Holland. Boy, he's a tough customer. You kind of got to give him a bit of a grace there when he says he's anemic, because this dude, it's not like he's scared of anybody.
No, dude, when he fought in remember that freaking giant crazy dude?
Malkin?
Yeah.
He lost both of those.
But to fight him in the first place was
to find that light heavyweight and then redo it at middleweight. I've never been that impressed with Braulio. Not like blown away by that one.
Braulio?
This one's tough.
There's Imavov, he lost.
RDR definitely has better wins in the UFC. He's fought tougher competition. You give him the grace, say he was anemic, overtrained, you'd probably lean towards RDR.
Yeah. And he did say it from the beginning too, so.
Yeah, I think I'm firing the kid. I said, Braulio, I'll probably lean towards RDR. I'll take Max, RDR, Rob Font, Drew Dober, and then RoboCop and Fiera. Just two Brazilians going at it. Flip the fucking coin there. Cody Garbrandt, goddamn, he needs a win.
I don't know much about this Xiao Long kid, so let me see his topology.
Came from Dana White Contender Series.
Okay.
A step down in competition for Cody. They need him to win. This would do it.
Damn, he has a pretty long history of fighting, though. 27-10. Okay. But that is a freaking... That's a long,
I mean, they're
lot
both
of fighting.
bats, you know? But I think he came from Dana White Contender Series. Did he not?
Yeah.
Did he?
I think that's what I said, right? It's a road to the UFC, something similar. Let me double check.
It's just showing UFC fight nights on there.
Yeah, there we go. So road to UFC, which is like a similar, like, you know.
Similar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in Asia.
That's why I got a little confused. That's why I know the gentleman. Hopefully Cody gets it done. Rooting for my boy Cody. A solid card. And then the big news is Dana White says during the broadcast they're going to announce the White House card.
Yeah. And real quick, since we're on Cody, you know how his tattoo is kind of like off?
Yeah.
When you look at it at different angles, because he has like a very large brow ridge, right? So at different angles, it does match at some point. So it's not terrible.
Ain't that a bitch?
It's not terrible.
Ain't that a bitch?
It's a bitch, yeah. But then, yeah. So Dana White did announce. You want to hear the video?
Yes.
The White House main event announcement this week.
I'll announce the whole card this week. The
This
card's
week.
done. Yeah, the card's done. We've been so secretive about this, so I have all these boards, which I'm sure you've seen, hanging in our war room. This isn't even on the board. We bring in a whiteboard, we write the fights down, then we erase them. every time we have a matchmaking meeting.
Well,
which usually matchmaking meetings are every Tuesday. They've been every day for the last, 2.5 weeks.
Is Conor McGregor going to be on that card, being Irish outbasket?
We'll see. We'll see, brother.
Are we getting
he's not giving up anything. You think Conor's on the card?
I don't know. No. Why? Do you? Do you have inside info?
No, I don't. I promise I don't have any inside info. I just don't know what they could announce where it's the best. He said, these are his words, the best UFC fight card ever. And it doesn't have Conor on there, doesn't have Jon on there, doesn't have Alex on. Like, what stars are you going to have? And it's a night to celebrate America, celebrate Trump, basically, right?
Mm-hmm. His birthday.
So what the hell kind of combination can they come up with that doesn't include Conor, Jon, Alex, Sugar Sean, Kayla, Amanda Nunes, Corey Sandhagen, Bo Nickel. Apparently Colby turned down the Bo Nickel fight.
And he's going to announce it this week, so tomorrow or by Saturday, still this week?
He's going to announce it during the broadcast on Paramount. Because if they announce a card of Ilya versus Justin as your main event, that doesn't do it, man.
And you're still saying that Hamzat Sean is completely off the table?
That's not on this card.
Fuck.
I know for a fact. They're not going to risk Strickland at the White House.
So they have to make it work.
Hamzat's ready to go. He's heavy right now.
They have to make it work with Jon then, right? They have to.
Has to be Jon.
And then also in the current events, there's I don't know how much it means, but Tom Aspinall, he's like walking towards a private jet, going like back to business. And it is March right now.
April, May, June. You get
3-ish months, maybe?
months.
Close to 3 months.
Tom versus Jon get it done?
But you said there's no way Jon's going to fight Tom, right?
What's bigger, Tom versus Jon or Poatan versus Jon?
I personally want to watch Poatan versus Jon because I want Jon to have a chance to win. You know?
I'm baffled. I'm literally, I got nothing. I was on a call with my boys this morning, business and other stuff, and they both went, "Man, you got anything on the White House card?" I went, I don't. All I have for you is I know originally they wanted Jon Jones at light heavyweight against Poatan.
Yeah.
That fell through. Jon said no. And so Jon's going to be on this White House card, guarantee it.
And Poatan moved up. I mean, like...
Yeah, he vacated his belt.
Mm-hmm.
But then Tom said back to business. I don't know what they can do to make it the greatest White House card ever. I saw somewhere Chael saying Islam versus GSP.
I didn't see that at all. But
I just can't imagine putting Islam, some of these other fighters that aren't American, Ilya, because they're all going to be super favored. Islam would be favored big time over GSP. Ilya's favored big time over Justin Gaethje. So it's a night for America, but then all the, even though GSP's Canadian, but Justin Gaethje gets beat up in front of Trump.
Well, George St. Pierre has expressed interest. Current reports indicate that the Pereira Justin Gaethje is more likely. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Ilya Islam's not happening. That's stupid. I don't know what they can do. I just don't know what they can do. I'm baffled. I don't know what they can do to make it the best. We just don't have the celebrities anymore. We don't have the stars.
At the very least, not the American stars.
No. You do an all international card on the White House? That doesn't make sense.
I mean, does it?
Jon's on this, guarantee it. Jon's on it, guarantee it.
Does it really matter to you that much if it's Americans? You just want just a great card overall.
I don't really care. I just want a great card, especially since it's hindering all the cards before and after. So just give me a great card. The UFC's in the predicament because Trump's gonna be like, what the fuck's all this, dude? I can't pronounce these guys' names. They're knocking out all the Americans. What is this? It's a night to celebrate, and all the Americans going home freaking concussed. I don't know what they're gonna do to check all those boxes. I don't see how they make it happen, but that's why Dana gets paid the big bucks. We're in a different tax bracket. He has something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
Something to surprise us. We'll see. I can't wait. Cannot wait. Something like that I'll do immediate reaction to online. White House card? Come on, baby.
Yeah, that's historical.
I just hope it's not fucking lame. Then I gotta get on there and fucking be a hater. I don't want that.
To say he has a card already done, though, is kind of shocking to me, even though it's only like a few months away.
Well, I think a lot of it was done, and these guys are aware of they're on the card, but obviously they can't say anything. I think the main event, co-main event was the holdup, especially the main event with Jon. Originally negotiations, the light heavyweight, that fell through. He's not down. Then Poatan, you think Poatan just vacated his belt for the fuck of it? No. Poatan, Jon's on there.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Then you also got International Fight Week, not far after. So you can have Conor on that, Poatan on that. I don't know. We'll see.
So this also popped up. This is from Jedi Goodman. And this is Ariel Helwani hearing the scuttlebutt in the UFC, or about what's going on in the UFC. I'll just play the clip.
There was a whole article on Sportico last week about like how many subs Paramount Plus needs to sell to actually recoup this money. They've got big fights in their back pocket. Like they have big fights. I got to be honest, like there's a part of me that's like, I'm unsure if this regime, all I keep hearing about is the UFC has never been more disorganized. This is what everyone's telling me. I've been checking in while I'm away. What's going on with this? What's going on with this? Why are they announcing Miami so late? Like, what's going on with that? You know what I mean? By now, historically, we would know what's the main event for May by now, let alone April 11th. And there's a part of me that wonders, look at the stuff that Ronda said. You know, like you would think like, why wouldn't you take Ronda Rousey back? You're telling me Ronda Rousey doesn't add a few more subs? You know what I mean?
Well, she wanted too much
against
money,
Gina or not. Why wouldn't you take her back? And so there's a part of me that is worried that this regime, like, can they close the deal? Can they make the big fights happen? Will they close the deal with Jon and Alex? Will they close the deal with Conor McGregor? Will they close the deal on some of these big fights? There are Ilya, like, he's ready to go, it seems, right? That was my impression from the stream he did on Friday. Can they close these big fights? When's the last mega fight that they closed for us? When's the last mega fight?
I can't remember. But can I ask who Ronda's thing, Ariel? How like is that believable to you that they could be just trying to put on the cheapest events as far as she's concerned, like not wanting to spend money to maximize their profit? Like, do you believe that's real in 2026, having just signed this Paramount deal, or does that seem a bit far-fetched?
It does not. It does not.
My only thing with that is when it comes to especially the White House card. Now, I agree with Ariel. It seems to be a little not as dialed in as it used to be previous years with this new regime. And Dana will be like, I don't deal with any of it anymore unless it's these big boy deals that need to get done. That's where he comes in. So I do think for the White House card, Dana lights a fire in his ass. He's obviously close with Trump. He has to perform. He has to make it happen. And that's where the big dog, the king, comes in, gets it done, you know? But outside that, I think Dana's focused on boxing and slap fight. So that's why it seems a little chaotic because the king left the castle, you know? That's what's going on there. The Ronda stuff, that doesn't worry me. That's not the flex everyone thinks it is. Especially against Gina Carano. And she wanted like this huge guarantee. And he's like, that's just not our business model. Go, if you can get it from Netflix, go do that, you know?
Yeah.
What else you got, brother?
All right, let's go. All All right, so it was announced, I think was it yesterday or the day before, that Armen Tsarukyan versus Giorgio Polis was going to be happening, a rematch. And then just as soon as they announced a rematch, hours later, they said, no, it's not going to happen.
It's going to happen at RAF.
That's what
RAF.
Giorgio's saying, like, it has to happen there.
I'm with the RAF on this. Like, wait, hold on. You used our platform, and now there's more demand than ever, and you're going to bounce and do it a freaking 2 weeks later somewhere else? That ain't happening. Mm-hmm. So I'm with RAF on this. Like, no. We got to redo the rematch here with us. We're the ones that gave you the platform. This drama happened here. You're going to do it here. You're not going to go use some other platform. That's ridiculous. And
they just, dude, to build up their brand like that was like the topic of the entire freaking week,
Yeah, you're not going to go do it somewhere else. I'm with RAF on this.
And this is Giorgio Polis' statement. He was on Ariel's show as well.
This statement. Armen thinks I won't fight him. I will fight him anywhere, anytime. Let's make it make sense. Let's get an organization to cover it, and I'll fight him. Maybe we have to call it sparring because of his contract with the UFC, but I'm down to do that.
Okay, well, I appreciate you bringing that up because I did want to play this just for the record. Here's what he had to say about a potential fight with you. Here's Armen.
If they want to do rematch, we just got to fight in the street, even better than rematch.
Okay,
because I don't want to fight in the freestyle wrestling. If you want to fight, we can fight anywhere. You can come to Newport. We can fight on the sand on the beach.
Oh gosh, that would be something.
Yeah, but he never do it because he knows like I need one second to knock him out.
He said I'll never do it. He never invited me. Where's my invite? Let's get an organization to cover it. Let's make it make sense. I'm 100% down.
Buddy.
I didn't get an invite to do it. I want to make
it. Nah, it's a bit of clout chasing. It's a bit of headline chasing, It's not happening, dude.
Yeah, at the very least,
That's
hopefully.
a terrible idea for him.
Yeah, and he also said something like he doesn't know how hard something about how hard I punch. If I punch him, he's gonna go down. It's like, dude, you're talking about Armen.
Yes.
This is also Armen on Ariel's show. 1 second.
Okay.
When was that?
A couple of weeks ago. I think so. I already talked to Hunter.
When was that?
A couple of weeks ago. He got a couple of options.
Oh yeah, like what?
Like title fights, like just fights. I don't know. We'll see how it's play out.
When you say title fight, do you mean like lightweight title fight or BMF title?
Any
title fight. You're getting anything you want.
Yeah, 170, 145, 155.
Wow. What's the most appealing option that they gave you?
Fight for the 155 title, and like in September, October.
Would that be after Justin or before Justin?
After Justin.
Okay. You want to wait that long?
I'm just doing like wrestling.
Well.
Yeah.
He's next in line. This whole notion of he's being disciplined, no. Hunter Campbell and those boys know what's up.
Yeah, now's the time to strike too.
He's next in line. It's after Justin, Ilya. They'll get that out of the way. Justin gets his due, gets his money, and then if the odds are right, Ilya wins, and then it's Ilya, Armen, September. Mm-hmm. That's how this goes.
Yes, that'd be great. This one I won't even play. It's just a quick one. It's Armen said that as soon as he had that scuffle with Giorgio Polis, I can never get his name right. But anyways, after the scuffle with Giorgio, Hamzat called him and said, I want to go down there and back you up to fight.
It could already happen, man.
I know. It's
what do you want to do?
Flight time to get there too. Like
by the time you're here, everyone's going to be gone, Bubba. Yeah. I do love how close they are, though.
That's pretty cool, yeah. This was also kind of weird. So suddenly the rankings started shifting. Colby Covington moved up one rank, and then there's more to it too here. Derek Lewis moved up 3 spots.
It's all a joke.
Random. Oh, is it?
Meaning the rankings are a joke.
Oh, the rankings are okay.
It's insane.
And Lonair, who just killed it, this past weekend.
He's just not ranked.
Just been removed.
Make it make sense. I don't know who's voting for these. I don't know how they're doing it. It's hard to even take him serious. And all the rankings have done, like it was a better time in the UFC when fighters couldn't hide behind rankings.
What do you mean hide
They could
behind
do
them?
good fights because these are just examples. I have no idea. So let's say Steve Erceg, who's 11, they offer him Charles Johnson at 12 or 13.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, no, I want a guy ranked higher. I'm not going to fight him. Where back in the day, before you had these rankings, you offer Steve that guy. He's a well-known dude, has some good wins, some bad losses. We're like, yeah, that's a fun fight. Let's do it. But now guys can hide behind the ranking and turn down fights. That's the issue with rankings. And there's no rhyme or reason with these rankings. Like for Derek Lewis to move up, for Colby Covington to move up, it's just silly. I don't know how, we know the champ, we know the number one contender and number two guy. After that, none of it really matters. All right, what else you got, buddy? Yeah, those rankings are all bullshit.
Yeah,
Who's
I wonder
voting
if
for those?
they're just doing it and they didn't realize they're updating it like on the fly, and they just came out. They're like, oh shit, we gotta wait until we're
Isn't there
done.
like a chat GPT that takes into consideration of strength of schedule, wins, losses. Like guys shouldn't be moving up. I mean, Derek Lewis has how many losses?
Yeah.
Colby Covington has fought in how long? Like it's insane. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
This is it's kind of funny. So Max Holloway was saying how he hates doing these constant face-offs for Paramount TV, to promote the fight, because he's gonna have to face off with him anyways when the fight actually comes. So
I'm with him. So awkward.
We got to do all that face-off, that Paramount face-off with each other now, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why. I'm going to be facing up with this guy for like 3-4 times before the actual fight now. Do that one more time.
It's like it's not awkward
Yeah,
at all.
They both look good. Charles looks good.
Yeah,
It's so stupid, man. But again, you're super corporate. This is what you get. They don't understand. I don't get it. Why can't the fighters face off 6 times before the real weigh-ins? Like, cuz man, no. This is ridiculous. It's so
it would be so awkward too.
So awkward.
But when you would have to do like what during the weigh-ins and then the actual fight, or is there more times than
Just
that?
weigh-ins.
Just weigh-ins?
Just weigh-ins. Then if you're at the press conference, you're on opposite sides of the table, but you're not facing face-to-face usually.
I mean, the actual fight, I mean, when they announce your names and you guys have to meet
You're
up
in the
for
back.
the first.
And so they're like, let's say you're walking second, their team's in front of you, and you can see them for the first
No,
time.
I'm saying the actual fight. You want to touch gloves, and that part. Do you want to touch gloves? Or
Yeah, but
whatever?
you're in the octagon. You're going to fight. Who gives a fuck? This is awkward as
Yeah,
fuck.
this is so weird.
This is so weird. That's corporate, man. They don't get it.
Yeah. This is also Max with Mighty Mouse, I believe. Give me one sec.
Someone tried to do the best MMA point out. Oh my God. It's like, listen, man, look what the hell you did to the sport. You're ruining it. I'm like, bro, get this crazy over here. Holy.
But they want that iconic moment, but they don't really want that smoke. I wouldn't do it, right? Like, you never see my.
I think you would.
No,
bro. I think you would.
no.
I think
No,
you
Mighty
would.
Mouse too
You fought
smart
a
for that.
Muay Thai champion in a Muay Thai fight, brother. You would.
It's different because if I'm going to point down, I got to stand my ground. I can't back up. I got to do
It's
it like
only
you.
10 seconds, DJ. You're smart enough for 10 seconds to move your head, be in there, and throw.
No, I'm smart enough for 10 seconds to not
Yeah,
do
exactly.
it and leave it to the best like you to do it. But you have transcend that. Like when people see that, the first thing that comes to their mind is Max Holloway. This is when you know you've done that. When you see your opponent training for that moment.
Yeah, how crazy is that? That's pretty funny.
It's crazy. It's like that's when you know you can transcend the sport.
That's why I wouldn't bet on this fight, because I can see Charles Oliveira doing that like early on,
Like pointed. What do you mean?
right away.
Oh, shit.
Like because he's a wild boy. He's a cowboy, man, Brazilian cowboy. So I can see him pointing down in like the first 30 seconds, and Max being like, "Yeah, fuck it," and them just doing it and getting out of the way, and somebody gets dropped. I would never bet on this fight.
Would you? I wouldn't want that. Would you want that? Even though it's more exciting for
I'm
at
down.
the very beginning, though.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. So we already talked about how Conor. We don't know if it's going to be on the actual White House card. Most likely not. So this little girl interviewed him, and this is what Conor said.
McGregor, I am a mixed martial artist by trade.
Are you going to be fighting at the White House?
So I am in negotiations with the Ultimate Fighting Championship about the bout, either the White House or there or thereabouts. Sometime in the summer, McGregor will return.
Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Why is 6 afraid of 7? I don't know. Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Cause 7, 8, 9.
Awesome. Conor.
Awkward. All my reports tell me that he's fighting on the International Fight Week. They're not going to waste him at the White House. But again, okay, if they don't use him at the White House, which he's beloved by everybody there, he's a Trump guy. If you don't use him, how is it going to be the biggest UFC fight card of all time? It doesn't add up. Now if you have John, Poatan, Conor, Amanda Nunes, Sugar Sean, okay. But my sources tell me he's at International Fight Week. But again, maybe this is just them trying to throw a curveball so you don't think it, so you're surprised when he announced it Saturday. Mm-hmm. Also, here's the other question. How long can the UFC dangle the green carrot of Conor McGregor in front of fans? Hey, he's going to fight. Hey, he's going to fight. Hey, he's going to fight. Hey, look who's coming back. Oh, look who's coming back. Oh, he's in drug testing. Oh, here we go. Eventually, you're like, all right, man. Yeah. I think this is like the last ditch effort. If he doesn't fight in June on either the White House or International Fight Week, those days are done. He's not coming back. And I think we're all like, okay, just move on, but quit freaking honey dicking us. Quit teasing us. Quit giving us blue balls or green balls for that matter.
And you can see this guy agrees with you, but he says it very roughly though.
I said, dude, been running since I was in high school. I've graduated, went to college, graduated. He's still returning. Yeah. They just keep dangling that carrot. But they're dangling it for the fan base, right?
Yeah.
Where some people show over it. But, I would like to see him come back. But they're dangling it not only for the fan base, they're dangling it for the Paramount. How do you think they got this huge $7 billion deal? With these shitty fight nights? No. Oh, yeah, we're going to have Conor on there. Uh-huh. Same thing, that the same way they got the ESPN deal. We got Conor. We got Brock, blah, 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 blah. We got this guy. Now it's like, we got Conor. Guaranteed, promise you he's going to fight, so you're going to get one Conor fight. I think it does happen in June. I just don't know where.
Mm-hmm. All righty. This was at UFC Mexico. Michael Morales was trying to... You know how they're doing this nowadays where they're showing the phone, like, I want to fight so-and-so, whatever. Yeah. So this is Michael Morales showing a picture of Islam. And then look at the people, his buddies next to him. I know this guy's a fighter, but this guy, they have their mouths open. Mm-hmm. And it's just, he's referencing this.
Oh, that's funny.
Hold on. You'll see it even more.
He's a mouth breather. All good, baby. I mean, Morales has a shot, but in all actuality, he's probably going to get dog walked, man.
Yeah.
And Ali Abzeed, Islam's manager, was like, we got a fight coming. It's not Ian Gary. It's much bigger than that.
Well, it definitely wouldn't be much bigger if it's Morales.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Morales doesn't do that. Ian Gary's bigger than Morales.
Yeah. By far, yeah.
Yeah. So if he's like, it's much bigger than Ian Gary, it's like, okay, what are we talking about here? GSP? What are we talking about?
Okay. Have you seen this moment with Charles Oliveira and a fan? I'll show you the clip here.
Você ganha muito mais Holloway.
Chora, nem que você não chora, cara. Cara, na verdade, eu não iria fazer uma festa. Eu iria pegar minha família e abraçar eles forte, ia ficar perto deles, das pessoas que a gente ama. Porque, de verdade, tudo hoje que eu venho fazendo, tudo que eu venho me dedicando, sempre vai ser pela minha família. Obrigado pela pergunta. Não faz isso, não chora, não. Vem aqui me dar um abraço.
Oh.
Deus te abençoe, meu irmão.
Yeah, see, like you're gonna fall in love with Charles even more throughout all this.
God, he's great. Him and Max, just two of the very best.
Yep.
At the tailor end of their career, there will never be others like them. They're great, man. They're great.
Yeah.
Again, how can you hate on Charles?
No.
Or Max. It's impossible.
But especially since Charles became this guy that we didn't really, we didn't see before. He went from like quote unquote quitter to this guy that we all look up to and inspiration.
Yeah,
and he's just this awesome dude. So this is what Max said. He's getting DMs from people saying that the best case scenario is for them to have a draw.
Yeah, I don't want to see either of them lose. I love both of them. Yeah, I think the fan base have been following along long enough, both their careers. Like, man, I don't want either one of them to lose.
I know. That's the tough part of the sport, man. You start to really, really care about them.
And they only have a few left. You don't see either of them lose.
Yeah. And I thought this was super cool. This is Laura Sanko. She actually made the Gayle King show, and the way she represented the, MMA, UFC was awesome.
What do you say about people who aren't so sure? When Dana White was here for the first time, the very first time, I thought maybe, just maybe, I could go. I don't like seeing people get hit.
Gail.
I mean, I went to a boxing thing and
Gail.
Okay.
Okay.
Help me, Laura. Help me.
I want to personally invite you to any event. I will come. I will sit next to you. But
tell me why this is so fantastic.
You have to reframe your mind. Okay. We use the word violent a lot because it's a very full contact.
And it sounds very violent. Okay, go ahead.
But violence is when one person does not want to be there. Okay. And when you see every single time, there is no place that these guys would rather
be. And they both want to be there.
They both want to be there. And that's why no matter how hard the fight is, no matter how bloody the fight might be,
you have fought.
They hug afterward.
But you have fought. Doesn't it hurt, Laura?
You don't feel it in the moment. You feel it the next day. But you really don't feel it. You love it in the moment.
Such a boomer.
You
This is like
love it in the moment.
This is fighting. This is me with Brian. I just don't want to see anybody get hurt. All right, dude. Yeah, Laura saying, I see you slipping in there. Damn right, Laura. Yeah, she's
I'm so proud of her.
Representative.
She's so awesome to us too. That's why, of course, I love seeing this kind of stuff.
She's the best. Gayle King got such a boomer. Doesn't it hurt though?
I know.
Man, are we really going over this in 2026? But yeah, it's on CBS, Paramount. We got to educate these freaking people.
And that's why the way Laura explained it to her is just way better than a lot of people could explain it. All right, so this is from The Art of War. If Max Holloway goes 5 rounds this weekend, he'll have the longest octagon time in UFC history.
Here's why this is impressive, because Max Holloway is a striker.
Not holding people down.
RDA is a grappler. By nature, he's a grappler. So, yeah, you have a lot of time locked on. You can control guys. A guy like Max Holloway doesn't have a wrestling background. Look at everybody else on there. Frank Edgar, wrestling background. Jim Miller, wrestling background. Neil Magny, not so much, but he will wrestle. Clay Guida, wrestling background. Angela Hill, female fighters.
Andre Striker is down impressive.
There. Damian Maia, grappler.
No, I hear you.
But for Max Holloway to do it, and you're just basically a pure striker. Like
just exciting.
He literally doesn't
striker,
shoot.
Yeah.
Everybody else on that list shoots. Except for Arlovsky. That's impressive, especially as a heavyweight. Jesus Christ. He's been fighting forever. But again, it's 6 hours and 50 minutes. It's a big difference between 8 hours and 50 minutes. I mean, you're talking about so many more fights.
2 hours, geez.
Yeah. Max Holloway and Charles, both their records aren't going to be broken for a very, very long time, if ever.
All right. Let's jump here. We kind of talked about this on Fighter in the Cage.
Yeah, it bums me out. One of the greatest to ever do it. He's lined up 3 fights. Clearly needs money.
Yeah, so Floyd's going to fight Mike Tyson.
The most ridiculous one is Tyson in the Congo. That's just, I don't know.
But they said it's exhibition. Yeah. I don't know if the other one's a pro. Oh, I know Manny Pacquiao is supposed to be pro.
Yeah, that's on Netflix. That's pro. He wanted to be an exhibition, and Manny was like, hell no. I'm trying to fuck you up.
And then Mike Zambidis, which I don't.
It's all a bummer.
Let's go. I think the other ones are just more fun, but then I'll show you the one. Okay, this is the one from Tom Aspinall. See?
Back to business. Interesting. So back to business, like your eyes are good now?
That's the only thing I could think of. Like he's actually back to training. So his eyes should be good. Everything should be good. But then, the White House card's June. So it's not a lot of time.
There's no way you have that eye surgery and then you're fighting in June. There's no way.
Unless for some reason that particular eye surgery doesn't take that long to heal. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's scary. Let's go with some fan questions, Shinster.
All right.
All right, let's do it. Fan questions. Thank you guys for submitting these. I see all of them. I see most of them. We try to get to a majority of them. If we don't get them today, keep on sending them. We do them every Tuesday and Thursday. So I'll post them. You DM them. I get to them. Let's kick it off, Jen. This is _Tweez. Who is the best hangout of all your training partners?
Hangout.
Best hangout. Best hangout. Out of all the guys I train with, I've had some good ones. Donald Cerrone is definitely up there. Brandon Thatch was awesome. He was a wild party boy. We worked security together in Larimer Square in downtown Denver. Thatch is a good one. If you guys don't know him, he fought in the UFC, Ring of Fire champion. Thatch is a good one. Carwin, when you could get him to go out, it's a good one. You go like the Grizzly Rose and get hammered. GSP's a good one too. GSP was good.
You actually drank back then? Like you actually drank?
Not really. No. They did though.
Okay. So GSP.
I'll go with Donald Cerrone.
I thought you mentioned Roy McDonald, which was surprising to me. They actually went out with him because he seems like a homebody. But
me and him went to a club in Vegas together. He was a good time too.
Okay.
He was young then, man.
All right.
Nick Champagne?
Seems like Champagne, yeah.
Will we eventually see Ilya versus Islam, and who do you have in that fight? Personally, I think Ilya wins that, not only for being a more complete fighter, but I feel that Islam versus Volk 1 showed Islam's beatable. Fair point. P.S. Chin's internet skills still suck after all these years. Baffles me.
Yeah.
Much love, though, Chin.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're not great.
There's a reason for it. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Let's see. Will we eventually see Ilya Islam? Both of them have so much work to do at their respectful weight classes at 55 and at 70. Ilya can't do anything till he takes out Gaethje and especially Armen. And then what if Armen beats him? Then you're definitely not going up. What if it's super close and then you want to see that again? Islam has a lot of potential contenders as well at 70. 70 is kind of stacked. Like Islam needs to do some work there. So I think they both need, I'll say 3 to 4 fights each in their division, and then you do the super fight. Super fight now doesn't make much sense. Ilya's fairly new to 55. Islam's definitely new to 70. Doesn't make sense. We want to jump to these super fights. That's kind of a new thing. I don't like it. As far as the matchup, very tough fight for Ilya, man. Very, very tough. Islam's fucking big, dude. Islam's a big, big dude. And notice him at 70 is not an issue for him. So I think his size would be a problem. His grappling would be an issue. But then I would still lean on heavily of Ilya when it comes to the striking department and power. But I would slightly favor Islam Makhachev in that fight.
Yeah.
With his size and stuff like that.
And Ilya, whenever I look at his older fights, even with Max, he looks so tiny compared to everyone. So, and then Islam's like huge.
Big,
yeah.
Dude. Big, big boy. Holder 7-2. Big fans. I do stand up in Portland a few years ago. Gotcha. My question is, do you think they are saving the winner of the BMF this weekend for McGregor at International Fight Week? Also, a huge fan of Carlos Prates. Do you think he wipes the floor with JDM? I think so. Oof. I don't know, man. JDM's a bad motherfucker. Just because he lost to Islam doesn't mean the guy's bad at fighting. Because Islam would eat Prates alive. So that's a great fight. I wouldn't count JDM out at all. Just because, what have you done for me lately is the nature of the sport, but JDM's such a fucking monster. That's a really, really good fight. I can't wait for that fight. As far as the winner of this weekend's fight, the BMF title, fight McGregor, maybe. They need to do something like that, though. They definitely need to give McGregor another legend, a guy who's longer in the tooth. The protest fight or the other shit they want to do doesn't make sense. And I for the life of me, what happened to Chandler? What's wrong with Chandler?
That sucks, dude.
He waited 2 years, and now we're just like, nah. Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with Chandler? That's a great fight. So for Conor, the winner, even the loser, it's not like Conor needs to fight the winner, but Conor for the BMF title, International Fight Week would be lit. But my question in all this is, why not Chandler?
Yeah.
What happened? What did he do wrong?
And he's exciting, and Conor has a chance to win.
Yes.
Like, that would have been a great fight.
Ehrendal, Ehrndal.
It's a tough one, yeah.
Greetings from Sweden. Many thanks for all the good content over the years. I have a question regarding the UFC. For me, I feel it's slowly dying, becoming more streamlined, have somehow killed the soul of the sport. It feels more like fast food nowadays. My question for you is, do you think the UFC is slowly becoming an entity with no personality? Is it losing its personality because it has become too simplified? I don't think it's simplified. I think they've got over their skis and it's become they have too many events. And so what made the UFC special is, especially even before the ESPN deal, what made the UFC special is these pay-per-views, these events were stacked. It was the who's who. You knew all the fighters, the prelims, the main card. You knew everyone. Everyone was kind of a star, and they were packed. But now they've watered it down so much because they have to fulfill all these fight cards every month. You just can't, even if you're hardcore, it's tough to keep up with everybody. It's just tough. So it went corporate. And to your point, it went from the best hole-in-the-wall food you've ever had in your life to fast food, where everybody, it's made now for everybody. It's no longer special, and you'll take it. You know, if you're in a pinch, you need something to watch, you'll take it, but you're not going to go out of your way to watch it unless you're a hardcore, and that's their issue. It's oversaturated. They don't have the stars because there's so many cards, and that's their issue.
All right, this is from
Breeding.
Well, that's a big one.
Similar question. Yeah, I get this a lot, man. The UFC seems like it's in a rough spot. There's a huge lack of star power throughout the organization. A lot of the current big names are all closing in on retirement. Yeah. So the UFC could realistically be in an awful position 5 years down the road. They can only tease Conor coming back so many times before that loses all appeal to fans. Agree. Right now, they're building up the White House card to build some momentum, which honestly looks like it won't deliver. Agree. Post-White House card, what would you do to set the UFC up for success to get it even close to back to the allure the organization had during the Conor era? Those days are gone, buddy. Which fighters would you promote? What would you prioritize to build the organization back up? They made a deal with the devil. They signed a $7 billion deal, and in that, you have to provide a ton of content. So that means you have to provide a ton of fighters, and you can't put your resources into the fighters anymore. So you're just putting on as many fights as you can. Even if it's not good, it fulfills the obligation, and the UFC still makes their money. That's the issue. That's the issue. The UFC's turned into basically the Coca-Cola of beverages, where it's the same thing every time. They're not worried about it. They're just throwing it, and there's so much of it. There's so much of it, but they're getting paid. Mm-hmm. So there's no incentive for them to give you these great cards like you did back in the day. They've made it. They've made their money. They're good. They're in cruise control.
Yeah.
And you can complain. They might have a little turbulence, but they really don't care because the money's still coming in.
Yeah. And I also looked into like how they make money off of just because since they already made their $7 billion, like why would they even want to make more money? Apparently the merchandising and then like gates, it's still there. So that's like their way of like wanting to make more money.
Gates, yeah. Which the live gates start like in Mexico, first time they've ever sold out. You know? Life _real_life_of_cruise.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who has little to no interest in seeing Conor fight again? That ship has long sailed for me. I get it. I think Conor holds a special place in my heart. I know all the horrible antics and all that. I get all that. I would like to see one more. But after that, but that's it. But I can definitely understand how nobody's interested. I get it. I would like to see him. I know Casey would like to see him. We both love him. But what version are you going to get at this point? And if he does come back, it might not be what you want.
Oh, if it was sad, that would be terribly
that's what
sad.
you're worried about.
right.
ReallyRel.23.
Here we go.
Fan question: with the UFC rankings being complete BS, why do fighters constantly bring up their rank? One fight can win 10 in a row before their title shot, and one fighter can win 1 or 2 fights with KO wins and get a shot. UFC seems to only want entertainment and not be a sports organization. Yeah, I think the UFC rankings, again, like I said, a lot of fighters will hide behind that number and use that as a negotiation power. So I like that for the fighter. So because if they offer him this super low ranked fighter and they're like, dude, I'm ranked 4, you're tossing me number 15, there's no incentive for me to do it. I get paid the same. So I like that for them. But when it says it comes to one fighter can win 10 in a row before their title shot, one fighter can win 1 or 2 fights and KO and get a title shot, it's because they're fighting styles, right? They need stars. So if you're a guy like Mosar Evalev, if you're a guy like that, that's not exciting, but you're winning a ton, it's going to be a slow build until you're undeniable and you have to win so many in a row.
Yeah.
Or you're a guy who's getting knockouts and going to push you because they know the fan base is going to tune into that. So it's business. It's business. There's a reason why, the Dodgers are on TV more than the Marlins. They hit home runs. They have the stars. People want to see them.
Yeah.
So, there's a reason.
That's a tough balance, though, right, for a fighter? Like, you need to win. You have to win,
Very,
but then...
very tough. Very, very tough.
But John Fitch, that's like the old school version.
Very tough.
Won everything.
Nightmare.
They cut him right away when they lost.
Nightmare, dude. Nightmare.
Yeah.
Very tough. But all sports do it. There's a reason on Monday Night Football you have the Dallas Cowboys, even though they don't win, but they get a lot of eyeballs. There's a reason why the Kansas City Chiefs, when Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, they're on Thursday Night Football, the marquee game on Sunday, because they're going to tune in.
Yeah. Yeah, excitement sells. That's the best.
Yeah, it's sports entertainment across the board.
Yep.
Ash Tranter Tattoos. You think John versus Poatan gets done at the White House or at all? If not, what do you think stopping it? I think it gets done. I think it's the only thing they can do to blow the fans away when you promise the best UFC card of all time. So I do think it gets done. It gets announced on Saturday. The only hiccup with all this is getting John to agree. The weight class, we know it's at heavyweight now because Poatan gave up his title at light heavyweight. And the money. So that's been this whole holdup. That's why we haven't got an announcement. So it's coming this Saturday, baby. Get ready. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, kids. Thank you so much. Again, love doing the show. Thank you for the questions. Keep sending them when I post them on my Instagram stories. You guys make the show. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the fights on Saturday. We'll have the fan question show up on Sunday, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Love you. Enjoy the fights. Enjoy the White House card announcement. I'm sure I'll have a reaction to it, so tune in. All right, I'm out.